Hello and welcome to episode 5 of my Salem tutorial series. This episode is going to be on making a bed and our first containers. Okay, so we have this lean-to that we built in the place of our choosing, which was near the water and clay and trees and flat land, which is good for when we start our farming. Next order of business is making a bed and some containers to hold our junk in, so we can sleep, instantly log out of the game, get up to 100,000 inspiration over 8 hours of being offline, and stop ourselves getting overweight with all the items we've been picking up and moving like a snail, which, by the way, we will get to snails, don't you worry. Right, okay, so let's build our bed. Now, one thing to bear in mind is try not to build items too close to each other, because whilst you can walk through your lean-to, okay, it's not going to act as a hazard. Your bed you cannot walk through, so do not put it somewhere where it's going to obstruct. Okay, I think here would be a good place, just to the right. Okay, so let's then make this bed. To make the bed, we will need the items that I showed you previously. 10 of these oak duff, 4 of these myrtle oak leaves, and 2 maple leaves. Aren't you glad I showed you to collect them? So to make the bed, we go to the build menu, we go to the table and chairs, and there we are, the Leafy Bed. Notice if I hover over it, it says players may gain a maximum of 100,000 inspiration when sleeping offline in a leafy bed. So there we go, and it's over 8 hours you accumulate that. If you only sleep for 1 hour, you will only have got about 10,000 inspiration. If you sleep for 6 hours, you'd have possibly got about 80,000. If you sleep for the full 8 hours, you will get the full 100, but you won't get no more than that regardless for how much longer than 8 hours you sleep. So bear that in mind. In the future, you may want to log in for a few minutes, study something so you get some points for your proficiencies, maybe eat a little food after, then go back to sleep. Then you will gain another 8 hours worth of inspiration. So if you're too busy to play one day, just log in and do them a couple of things and then log back out using your bed. Anyway, enough waffling, let's get on without further ado. So left click the Leafy Bed, it will put an image, ghost image around. I'll pull it just there, so left click, there we go, there's the template. Oh, and we'll need 4 twigs, 4 branches. So let's do the oak duff leaves first. Okay, left click to pick it up, hold the left shift key down, left click, then scroll your mouse and it will, did it just chew up a rare component? No, I thought it did. So anyway, let's do that. And there we go. We've got our leaves. Okay, now the myrtle leaves. Left click, press the shift key, left click, and then scroll. Okay, now the maple leaves. Shift, left click, scroll. And I've got 1 twig. Let's add that. I'm going to have to add the twigs manually because I don't want to lose this branch, this broken berg. So click build. Let's eat some food, because remember, if these get to 0, one of them, I risk being knocked out, which will happen to me, I can assure you. But for now, we will have good habits and eat. There we go, that's up high enough. Right, so we need 3 more branches. Luckily, we have trees readily near us. So we will right click and pick 3 branches. There we go, that's enough. Right click back on the template and left click the branches in. I'm only doing it manually because, like I said, I don't want to lose this. There we go, click build. we now have a bed to sleep in. To use the bed, you right click on it and then left click sleep. That will log you off the game though, so only do that when you've finished for the day. Okay, now sleeping does have other uses, which I will get to. It helps with insanity, but that's too far in the future. So there's our bed, objective 1 achieved. Next on the agenda is to show you some, oh look, there's a crab. Now if I right click on that crab, I can pick it up, so let's pick it up. Okay, crabs have uses for cooking and for items. For now though, the poor crab, see it says if I hover over it, you can smash this item by right clicking on it with holding a rock. So if I held this rock and right clicked on the poor crab, it would smash it open, but I don't want to do that. Let's let the poor crab be on his way. So I'll left click him back on the ground and there he goes. Now with creatures, bear in mind if you put them in containers for a day or two, they will die because they will have no food. Some creatures, oh no, let's not go there because I can end up waffling for hours. This game's got so deep and so much, I love it. Right, okay, let's get back focused. Building containers. The first container you can build is a reed basket. How do you do that? Well, when I hover over a reed, you will see it says right click a reed on another to weave them together. So if I pick the reed up and if I right click on another reed, then I have the option to weave. So left click weave. Okay, I've now weaved them together to make woven reeds. Why would I do such a thing? What manner of crime would make me weave 2 reeds together? Well, number 1, you can see it can give us inspiration points, proficiency points. So if we was looking for stocks and cultivars, which is normally a hard one to get from a lot of things, so that's handy to know. Bear in mind, being near the water, abundant supply of reeds. But anyway, back to the matter in hand because I'm waffling off on a tangent. We were making a container. So to make containers, go to your build button, not the crafting, the build, and then the containers. And you'll see the first one is the reed basket. So if I left click on it, now with containers you can place them wherever you want, so let's put it here. Okay, now you can see it requires 4 woven reeds. So we have one, let's add the one and build. Now let's make that, so I need 4 more of these reeds. So what we'll do, let's scroll out, let's go pick these reeds. I'm hoping there's 4 around here. Now, is there 2 more? Let's scroll. Yep, there we go, there's 2 more. Yeah, that caught me unawares, that. But there you go, this is Salem, it's going to catch you a lot. Usually some critter's going to be biting you in the rear end. Some critter will jump up on you and bite you in the derriere. Right, okay, so now we have the necessary reeds. Let's go back. I've not been attacked yet, by the way, by anything. Isn't that great? But I doubt it'll last long. But what I want to show you is at the end of the day, if someone comes along and if some snake bites me or whatever happens and knocks me out, I don't care. Does the game still care? No, not at all. We will just create all over again. So let's make these reeds into woven. Okay, and one more. Let's right click on the template. Let's now add our woven reeds. So hold the shift key down, left click, scroll the wheel and build. Right, now we've built this container. What does it hold? Well, if I right click on it, you can see it will hold 4 items. Not very good at all, is it? That's why I never bother building one. That's the first reed basket I've ever built. I only did it to show you how. Now, I don't like this here because it's right in my way. I can't walk through it, so it's an obstruction. So what can we do about that? Well, if we come to the adventure menu, left click, you have a lift icon. Now, with some items like your bed and your containers, you can lift them up. You can lift up the chop down logs, like that log up there. I'm going to carry it down to here so it's much closer. You can pick up rocks when you see them, the big boulders, like that boulder there. I'm going to pick that up and carry it over. So there are items you can pick up. You cannot pick your lean-to up. So just to show you, if I try and left click on it, nothing happens. If I left click on this, there you go, I've picked it up. So what do we do with it? Well, it's pretty useless, but it can store 4 items. If you right click on the ground, it will then place it there. So what I'll do, right click, then if I hold the shift key and left click on these pinecone scales, there we go, we've just got put 4 of them in there. Job done. That's the reed basket. Like I say, not very good because there's only 4 slots. Now let's make a woven basket. Now that's what I'm talking about because it's much better. A woven basket will hold, well, let's not ruin it, let's build one. So to make a woven basket, let's just check my notes. We will need 1 hay and 6 branches. So let's make one. We know how to make hay now. We've got grass. So let's go to the craft. Let's go to processing and materials, click hay. We only need 1, so let's click craft. Notice it highlights the items it's going to use. There we are, we have the 1 hay. We will also need 6 branches. So we will go to the tree, right click, pick branches, and we will pick 6. Oh, look at this. Just like I said to you earlier, look at how many we're getting. So what I'm going to do now, because these are all going to put me overweight. See, I'm walking slow. Let's take these back because they don't weigh much. Let's put these in there instead. And if I'm going to log off, I wouldn't leave them in there. Only leave stuff in containers that's unprotected with a claim if you intend to lose them or you don't care about them. Then you can leave them in there. Otherwise, you will lose them because someone else will take a fancy to them. Okay, we need 1 more branch. You have been warned. Right, we have 6 branches. Let's now build a container. So, a woven basket. To do that, we go back to build, we go back to containers, and this time we're going to click on woven basket. Let's now put this over here. There's no method in my madness. I'm just placing them down anywhere for now. I normally make a big mess. Okay, there's the template. So let's add our hay. Now let's add our branches. Shift, left click, scroll the wheel, and click build. Now, very, very easy to make. But look at this. We now have 9 slots. Isn't that much better? Well, it is until we get to making a clay container, but at the moment we don't have the skill to do that because we haven't learnt it. I'm not going to jump ahead of myself. I was tempted there. I did have to stop myself and bite my tongue. We will stay focused on the episode in question. Okay, so there we are. Now, what can we do with this? Well, we can store some items. Remember though, if I decide to log off, all the items stored in these containers, someone is going to come by, they are going to steal everything and possibly even the container. Yep, people will do that. Do we care? No, they can have them. So what we'll do is let's just stick some of these in there because I don't need them yet. There we are, that's 9. Look, now we're not overweight anymore. In fact, we can carry a couple of items. Yes, we will get to our humours. At this point, I do want to say this to you. Do not go raising all your humours up. It's very tempting to boost them all up. Do not do it. I will explain why in a future episode, okay? If you're going to boost a couple of them up, then boost, like I've said, the yellow one, which is your strength, and the blue one, which is your endurance. Them two, we aren't going to do any hunting or fighting for a while yet, I can tell you that. So there's no need to do the health yet, okay, the blood. So the red one, don't worry about that yet. There is a slight usefulness for the endurance, because when we start chopping down trees, cutting blocks, mining rocks, boulders on the ground, all of this stuff requires endurance. So I can't fault you if you want to get that to 10. So perhaps I'll say to you, you can get that to 10 and that to 10, but do not be tempted to go much further. There is a very good reason for it, and I will tell you about that in a future episode. I hope you've enjoyed this episode. Wherever you are in the world, God bless you and keep every last one of you safe. Thank you for watching and have a fantastic day. Goodbye.